Like when this was announced and we started seeing initial developments, I saw so many conspiracy theories. A number of people saying there's no way he has COVID. This is a lie. This is some sort of strategy to get the sympathy vote or get out of debates or insert whatever reason. And then soon after, you had conspiracies going the other way. People posting pictures, circling things, saying, oh, the president is traveling with a portable oxygen concentrator in his pocket. It goes up his back, it's hidden in his hair, and it's tucked under his mask. Which, by the way, has been debunked. And here's the thing, I understand the distrust. I understand why there are conspiracy theories. We have been trained for years now to not trust what is presented to us by this man or his administration. Right? You immediately go, how is he lying and how is this self-serving? But I think it is often the case that sometimes the most simple answer is the real answer. This is a guy that has consistently downplayed the virus. He's mocked people for wearing masks in the past. He's traveling a lot. He has a number of people around him. You don't see social distancing. You don't see masks. Why should you expect anything other than that guy gets infected? And as far as how it serves him, is there a sympathy vote out there for him? Maybe there's a few, but I also don't understand that mindset. Like if I was a politician and I was like, you know what, I think we need to remove stoplights, raise the speed limit, and I'm gonna mock people who are putting airbags in their cars. Right? And so if I got into a crash, I think that a lot of people would be like, well, you brought that on yourself. But I think that most Americans, when they look at the situation, they're like, oh, well, this is a situation of his own creation. He did this to himself. And what I would also say personally, and where I land on this is I'm not saying, hey, thoughts and prayers to the president. I'm not saying, hey, I'm happy, I hope the worst happens. I land in between, and in between is I just have no sympathy for that man. Don't forget, his handling of this pandemic, yes, it appears to have led to him getting COVID, the people around him getting COVID. But also, by the end of the day, I will have the ability to factually say that over 210,000 Americans have died from COVID-19, a disease that just 2 weeks ago Trump said
it affects virtually nobody.
Right, a man who over the weekend after getting COVID-19 said.
So it's been a very interesting journey. I learned a lot about COVID. I learned it by really going to school. This is the real school. This isn't the let's read the book school.
But the thing is, Mr. President, if you had listened to people that went to school specifically for stuff like this, one, maybe you wouldn't have gotten it, and two, maybe all those people who died, how many of them would have not died? How many tables in America would have an extra body or two there? Right, 210,000, it is such an unthinkable number. There was a memorial held outside of the White House, empty chairs meant to represent those who died from COVID. Right, you just look at those chairs and you think, wow, each one of those represents a person, but actually, in fact, each one of those represents 10 people. Because COVID-19 is still actively taking life, it still doesn't even touch the real number. And so when I see people like Rachel Maddow like making a case for there to be a lot of sympathy for the president, I say, what? I'm not saying I want or even hoping that the worst happens to President Trump here. I just cannot feel sympathy for someone that could have made this so much less painful for the people that he's supposed to be leading. The failures, the lies, the downplaying of this serious threat, the mockery of actual health advice that could save lives. This isn't your grandpa saying some stupid shit on Facebook. This is the president of the United States. This is the person with pretty much the most power in the world, the highest office in the world. So yeah, that is where I'm gonna end this story, my personal takeaway. And if you're one of these people that you're like, I wanna get rid of Trump, I hope that he dies of COVID. How about you use that energy instead to just vote him and all of his enablers out? Which on that note, if you live in Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Indiana, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, or Texas, it is last call, you beautiful bastard. You have until